This is Poppy Playtime Chapter 5, and it has had one of the biggest launches in the indie horror game genre in years. And after months of waiting, it's finally dropped on PS5, meaning it's time for me to revisit the old factory and obtain the newest platinum trophy in the series. This means finding every secret, beating the entire game without a single death, and spinning around this ice cream cone. Anyhow, if you're new here and haven't watched my last video where I platinum chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, here's a quick recap. And with that out of the way, it's time to enter chapter 5 of Poppy Playtime, Broken Things. And like in every chapter, we're shown a commercial giving us a preview of what Playtime Co. has been up to, and if I'm being honest, I think this just ruined Toy Story for me. Oh yeah, and in case you forgot, the last chapter ended with Withered Huggy Wuggy wanting to kill us, but there's no way bro's gonna break that door down. I mean, whoa, what? Yeah, so it's been a while since I played Poppy Playtime on controller, but luckily I got the hang of the mechanics pretty fast, and we can earn our first trophy for escaping Huggy Wuggy through these tunnels. And after losing him through the vents, we came across our first note, which is one of 5 things we're going to be collecting throughout this chapter. And shortly after, we entered a room full of boxes, which we could use to progress further into some vents where, wouldn't you know it, Huggy finds us. But after some skillful maneuvering, we reached this elevator where we should be 100% safe from him now. Oh, come on! Luckily, we're able to dodge him and almost get the elevator working until Huggy grabbed our grab pack, that's ironic, and sent us plummeting to our death. Wait, are you kidding me? That was only the intro sequence? And with one trophy down, we enter even deeper into the facility where we come across this funny looking dude on a cardboard cutout, and pressing his button earns us another trophy. This is where we meet the Outermost, or as Queso likes to call them, oatmeal. And quickly we discover they're afraid of light, giving us the perfect defense to maneuver around these corridors. And eventually we come across this little star whose name is Globy, which earns us a trophy for picking him up and essentially acts as a flashlight in our only line of defense against the Outermost. But it can do more than that. We can also use it to shine a UV light wherever these pens are laying around to see secret messages written by someone who's been here before us, which reminds me of another game, but I can't quite put my finger on it. This is also where we discover 2 more types of collectibles, one being this wrong side Automo plushie called Bindo Boogie, and an audio tape that automatically plays on our new Globy. And soon after I found these keys, which would allow me to get out of here, but not before getting attacked by an Automo and saved by whatever this is. Oh, Giblet. So apparently this is the guy from the cardboard cutout we interacted with earlier, and it seems we've made a name for ourselves down here because he tells us that people have started calling us the Playtime Butcher. So he starts telling us some lore and leads us to his base, but well, that was until we encountered a familiar friend. Yeah, so in case you forgot from the previous video, we still need to figure out a way to defeat the prototype, but eventually we're able to sneak our way into Giblet's secret base, popping us a trophy for navigating through the recycling area without being attacked by any of the Outermost. Also, for some reason, Giblet starts flaming our Globy and sets us on a mission to acquire a new grab pack. Except if we stay here for a minute and wait for Giblet to sing, we'll earn the trophy Encore. But apparently, interacting with the notes in his room first breaks this Easter egg, which I didn't really realize at the time, and I ended up waiting 15 minutes before I gave up. But on a happier note, soon after I found this Goober Guts plushie and discovered a secret vent that would allow me to enter this restricted room with an audio tape. This is also where I came across the grab pack, which bro was munching on for some reason. Also, why are they munching on bro? Give me that. Lucky for us, this grab pack came with a trophy and the opportunity to earn 2 more trophies, because if we backtrack a bit and enter this server room, we can use our newly acquired grab pack to find a secret golden trophy of our boy Giblet. Wait, you thought I meant an actual trophy? But this is one of multiple golden trophies we're gonna have to find throughout the chapter. And by the way, for the trophy shoe, I had no idea what I was doing since the chapter had just dropped and there were no tutorials, but judging by the picture, I had a feeling I had to smack this dinosaur until I eventually realized that smacking these Outermost makes them run away and in turn earns us the trophy. So we complete a little puzzle using our grab pack and the UV light to figure out this code and gain access to a new hand, which would allow us to grab onto objects and exert force onto them, which will actually come in pretty handy in the future, like for breaking vents, which allows us to progress further. So after finding the last audio tape and plushie in this area, I progressed a little further and found another cardboard cutout. Yeah, not much of a talker, huh? Yeah, that trophy name seems fitting. Eventually, I had to make it up this elevator shaft, which was way more frustrating on controller since the aiming was so much harder to control. But eventually, I did make it up to this door, and before progressing any further, I decided to position these blocks perfectly on this platform so I could reach this handle, allowing me to make my way up to this door, where I had to use another block to reach the final platform. Only this time, if I mess up, I would have to restart the entire section. And the reason I came up here was for this little dude who keeps saying, "Come on," who would help us get the wrong side out trophy in a bit. So I brought him down with us, collected another audio tape, and entered the biodiversity lab, which is where we were able to reunite Limon with his family, which automatically starts playing some music on the speaker, securing us another trophy. And after completing a short tree puzzle and battery puzzle, spoiler alert, this game has a lot of puzzles, we got ambushed by Gossamer from Looney Tunes. Oh, I'm sorry, Chum from Poppy Playtime. He's the dude from the cardboard cutout. And turns out this is actually Giblet's spy on the inside, and he's gonna help us defeat the prototype. Anyhow, he starts explaining that we need to find out what the prototype's weakness is, and for some reason he decides to ditch us. Like, bro, wait, are you serious? Well, I guess we need to be in different rooms to do this, but before that, I came across this goofy looking puzzle, which upon completing gives us another Bindle Boogie. And a few more puzzles later, like, seriously devs, y'all need to chill out. This is like the 50th block I've moved in the last 15 minutes. We attain the documents with information on the prototype, along with these magnetic cuffs, which gives us the ability to pull ourselves to any magnetic surface and essentially turn into Spider-Man. This also allowed me to access an area with another audio tape and literally swing around like Spider-Man.
Wait.
How many puzzles does this game expect me to do? Anyhow, there's actually a secret collectible in this area, and we can find it by turning this pipe and freezing the goo over there, allowing us to break it and solve a mini Easter egg puzzle, which eventually leads us to Golden Chum. Yeah, that's right, I have Golden Chum and you don't. Anyhow, you really do not want to know how long it took to get me through this section of the game, but let's just say the amount of puzzles around here is kind of absurd. But let's not dwell on the past, cause we're meeting back up with Giblet and Chum, and after handing the papers to him, we learn about some sort of negation formula we'll need to defeat the prototype, and that we'll have to take a train from reanimation to get to it. Oh, and speaking of the prototype, he's here. So Chum straight up eats us alive to hide us from him, who starts giving him the big "I'm the bad guy and we need to defeat the good guy" speech. But soon after, Chum releases us, and now we're tasked with actually finding a way into reanimation. So we enter probably one of the most interesting sections in the entire game, and you'll see why soon enough. Right now, we need to restore power to the facility to open up this room, and we do that by acquiring a new hand. And remember that green hand from chapters 2 and 3? Yeah, this is like an upgraded version of that, because now we're able to harness the power of ice, fire, and electricity. And I just so happened to come across this Globy coin, and for the trophy Starboard, I thought if I looked around for a pirate ship, I'd be able to interact with it and earn the trophy. But first I entered this room, and this is where we learned that we needed to collect memories to put into this machine. So I'll be on the lookout for those. In the meantime, I went looking around for the pirate ship, and lo and behold, yeah, you guys know what that is. But to get in there, we'd need to get rid of all the red smoke, which I was able to do pretty quickly using these wheels. And as it turns out, I was right about the coin. Haha, take that, haters. I also found the second memory in this room, but I decided to get that later because I wanted to check out the first memory first. So after picking up another audio tape, I entered the machine and... wait, hold up. Are you telling me... Yes, you're Huggy Wuggy, get on with it. So turns out these memories have somehow been extracted from Huggy Wuggy's brain, and we end up learning a bit about his backstory. For instance, they made him complete puzzles like this, where you have to place each shape in the hole at the right time, and for the trophy A Good Toy, we'd have to place every shape correctly within the time limit. And let's just say this game has a few bugs to work out, cause what do you mean I can't pick up this block? Yeah, I think I'm starting to understand why Huggy's always pissed. So I went and placed the second memory in the machine, revealing to us that Huggy was also treated like a Punisher when the other toys acted up. And I'm not sure where that box goes, but let's just say I don't think we're gonna be seeing them anymore. So now all that was left was the third memory, and to get it I had to complete this power puzzle so I could get the fire needed to enter this room where the third memory laid. And upon entering it, we see this dude enter a code, which I needed to take a video of because in a bit we're gonna need to use it. And this is where we see Huggy Wuggy escape and crash out on the workers who have been experimenting on him. So now that we've seen his backstory, a code has been revealed to us, which will now allow us to progress. But before doing so, I went back into this room where we originally found the third memory, and I entered in the code, you know, the smiley face one, to open up this special hallway with a VHS tape, not to be confused with the audio tapes, because this one we're gonna have to watch on an actual TV screen. This is one of 3 VHS tapes we'll be collecting throughout the chapter, and remember when I said there were 5 items we'd have to be on the lookout for? I kinda lied about that. There's a 6th one, except this one is really hard to find, so much so that I've missed every single one up until this point, unlike the VHS tapes, since there's only 3 of those, and they're all found late game. Anyhow, for now I proceeded forward, and wouldn't you know it, our blue friend is here. Oh boy. Let's play a game. Do you think A, he wants to give us a hug, B, he'll let us go without any trouble, or C, he chases after us? Yep, that's the one. You know, I think after escaping him so many times, this'll be easy peasy. Okay, we could just talk this out. There's no reason to get mad. Will you look at that? Who would have guessed our best defense against Huggy Wuggy is Kissy Missy? So now we're stuck in a room with Huggy Wuggy, and the only way out is to find 3 batteries to open this door. And while there are other projectors I can use to distract Huggy Wuggy, for the trophy No Distractions, I would only be allowed to use one of them. Why one, you may ask? Well, to get one of the batteries, we'll need to let him destroy that wall. Yeah, you know, the one right there that he just broke. Anyhow, this is also where I was able to find 2 Blanky Blanks plushies, one which was just sitting on this desk, and for the other one, I had to give power to 3 sockets and find 4 pieces of a code, which I could use to open this locker where the second plushie was waiting for us. And now we can ditch Huggy Wuggy and enter Candyland, which is where we're gonna meet a new enemy. But first, I powered up this ice cream truck that would take us to the playground with the Dizzy Boo Boo plushie. Who's coming up with these names? And another VHS tape, leaving one left. And after proceeding a little further, I came across an audio tape and these two ice cream cones. And since one of the trophies literally shows us spinning an ice cream cone, I spent 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get it. And you know, it turns out it's not even possible in this room, because at our next stop, there are more ice cream cones, except we're able to climb up onto one of them and spin it while we're on top, finally popping the trophy. This is also where I collected another plushie and came across this cardboard cutout of this purple-haired girl called Louie Love Braids, except nothing happens when we click her button, and that's because there are actually 5 cutouts of her we're gonna need to find in this next section. And speaking of Louie, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, she forcefully brings us to her life-size dollhouse, where she expects us to help her set up a tea party for her special guest. And speaking of guests, this is also where we find Poppy and Kissy for the first time since Poppy ditched us in chapter 4. I'm not really sure how they got in this situation, but now our job is to break them out. Anyhow, Louie's dollhouse consists of a bunch of rooms and secrets, so I'll try to go fast. We collect a bunch of toys and set them up at the table, and in the process of doing that, I came across another one of her cardboard cutouts, along with an audio tape, a plushie, a golden Louie trophy, which involved completing this note sheet on a piano to unlock. And after doing all of that, I found the key needed to save our friend, Kissy Missy, along with Miss Gracie's ID card. And if you're wondering who that is, yeah, take a closer look. Except Louie starts to realize we've been snooping around, so we go downstairs and now we can use this power source to turn on this thingamajig, which will give us the option of using our fire or ice ability, which is really neat. And you know what else is neat? This Louie cutout just chilling in the basement, leaving 2 more for us to get. So we freed Poppy and Kissy, picked up this Doodle Bones plushie, and just as it seems we're about to make our escape, Louie catches us and makes us play a game of red light, green light, where we're gonna have to follow this path while only moving when Louie is singing. Oh yeah, and she's coming after us. Kind of like statues from back in chapter 2, except the lights are always off and we have to stick strictly to the path. Luckily, I completed this at 500% speed when the game originally came out on PC, so I had all the practice I needed and got it first try. And just as we're about to escape, Louie catches us again. Wait a minute, rewind that tape. Yeah, that's right. I kind of missed that cardboard cutout earlier when I was searching for collectibles, and let's just say I'm gonna have only one more opportunity to get it, and it's not gonna be a fun one. Whoa, is that the prototype? This is definitely not what I imagined originally, but you know, it is what it is. Pro starts yapping about his master plan and crushes Poppy's head, so Kissy gets all mad and everything just starts falling apart. Like really, I was having a nice tea party. We try to make an escape, but Louie tries to stop us, and after running around her whole house, I got a 2.3 second window to hit Louie's cutout, which is a lot harder when you're not used to playing on controller. But after a couple of tries, I got it and made my escape outside, where we did some more Spider-Man action, and while Louie was yapping, we got the chance to crush her, securing a trophy and marking the end of our detour in the dollhouse, because now it was time to continue our mission reaching the train, but not before getting one more Louie cutout. Bam! We meet up with Giblet and hey, Poppy's alive, but oh, you might want a band-aid or 2 or 100. After collecting another audio tape, we navigate through these tunnels of mystery juice, which is where I find a puzzle involving an obnoxious amount of wheels I had to turn to drain this room, where we could find a Loopsy Noodle plushie. Like seriously guys, who is coming up with these names? We also find a red smoke sample as a collectible along with the final audio tape in the game, securing us one more trophy. And in the next room, we had to complete various puzzles to open the door, but before that, opening this glass door gave us access to another golden trophy, and I'm starting to feel like there's a reason the devs keep putting this lemon around everywhere, so if anyone knows, please tell me, cause I gotta know what's up with all these lemons. Anyhow, we come across this weird surgical looking room, and wait, was that just me? Or was that the prototype staring straight at us? Regardless, this is actually where I found a secret I've been missing throughout the entire game, because by shining our UV light on this wall, we can see the code 231, and typing that on this keypad near the elevators opens up a room with a golden Huggy balloon. Yeah, that's the 6th thing we're supposed to be on the lookout for, and I only found one of them on my first run. Anyhow, our job now is to enter this weird surgical room, and in the process of doing that, I came across this fork in the road with 2 rooms on each side. However, I can only open one of them for now, and that's because in this room there's a VHS player, while the other room has the VHS. Now normally you're just supposed to accept that you can't enter the left room at all, but on the outside there are 2 windows with just enough of a crack to allow me to break them, which allows me me to power open the door, and inside we can find a code which can be used to open this locker and acquire the VHS tape. And upon playing it in the other room, I earned Chapter 5's Avid Listener trophy. Now we enter this room with all these surgical operations going on and complete a short puzzle to progress a little further, where we ended up finding the last wrong side Outimo plushie, which popped us another trophy right before getting whacked by Huggy and chased by him again. Like, man, haven't you learned by now this never goes your way? And we get chased all the way to the train where Poppy, Kissy, and Giblet are waiting for us. And lucky for us, Huggy has a crush on Kissy, saving us from certain death. But sadly, just as Huggy is about to join our team, the prototype swoops in to ruin the moment and unalives Huggy and Kissy right in front of us, initiating the final chase sequence. Here we have to run between train cars while trying to lose the prototype. I mean, we literally shock him, freeze him, set him on fire, but Pro just won't give up. On the bright side, in one of the train cars, there's a secret golden prototype Easter egg, which completes our collection of golden trophies and secures Go for Gold. At the end, we all jump off and crash the train, leaving the prototype on it. Pro's got a will to live like no other. Yeah, GG's. I don't think we're getting out of this one. Bro literally drops us in the pink juice, and judging by the fact that our screen is going black, I think we're cooked.
I thought you were gone.
Oh, does no one ever die in this game? Hey, I'll take the trophy though. I guess it's up to Giblet and me to find the backup, whatever that means. So we enter this server room and follow the directions on this computer, talking about, are you sure? Yeah, I'm not really sure about anything at this point. We've just been reincarnated. So we trigger the override and find ourselves talking to a familiar face.
Well, now.
Hey, didn't we kill you? Seriously, the plot armor in this game is insane. So after earning a trophy for completing the game and somehow popping self-restraint for launching my grab pack less than 350 times, I took a look at the trophy list and found that I've only completed 61% of the challenge. Don't fret though, because most of these trophies should be pretty easy. Well, except for Unbroken. We still have to complete the entire game deathless. But first, I decided to get Surgical Imprecision, which only requires that I get hit by this needle enough times to die. And once that was done, I started a new game with these goals. Find 2 notes I missed on my first run. Yes, I haven't been talking about these as I go since there's so many of them. Pop all 10 Huggy Wuggy golden balloons. Break a few cameras and items mounted on the walls for property damage, and a few more things you'll see in a bit. All this while not allowing myself to die a single time. The first thing I did was get the missing notes, since both of those were pretty early in the game. Now once I got to Giblet's secret hideout, I stood completely still to ensure Giblet starts singing. And a little later on, I got the property damage trophy, leaving us 5 more before we popped the platinum trophy. For the trophy A Good Toy, I had to be really careful not to glitch any of the shapes this time, and I was able to place every shape correctly for the first 2 rounds, except the third one, where I started to have some more trouble. But turns out you're not supposed to be able to complete the third one because the game gave me the trophy anyway. And fast forwarding way later, I completed the dollhouse section and escaped without getting caught, earning us Guest of Honor. And I actually had a really close call with this one, which would have been really bad since I was also trying to complete the game deathless. But restarting the checkpoint saved me from having to restart the entire chapter all over again. Now our next task was going to be to complete the entire train sequence without getting hit a single time, which was pretty hard when I had no idea where the prototype was going to stab through the walls. However, I was able to do it and pop the trophy, leaving only 1 trophy left. Wait, did y'all forget about something? This entire time, I've been popping golden balloons throughout the chapter, and believe me, they are really well hidden. There's one here, 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 and here, 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 here. Already got this one, but just in case. And the last one was waiting for us after jumping off the train. Bam! Now all I needed to do was finish the chapter after having completed it completely deathless, securing Unbroken and the platinum trophy for Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. Man, what a journey this has been, getting the platinum trophy for all 5 chapters of Poppy Playtime. But our journey is not over yet, because there's 1 chapter left in the series, but we'll just have to wait for that. In the meantime, thanks for watching, subscribing, liking, becoming a channel member, joining the Discord, following me on Twitch, X, Kick, TikTok, Steam, Game Jolt. Guys, what are you still doing here? Just go watch one of these videos.